Yo guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video. I know it's been a while since I made this one, but we are back into making another one. So in today's video, we are going to be showing you how to build Knull. Now, Knull is no doubt, he's probably one of the best in PvP, and even in PvE, he does quite well there as well. So I'm going to show you how to build him very good, very efficiently. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So for the first thing is, of course, you're going to go into your stats, and then this is what you're going to max out. First, you're going to max out reduce cooldown duration, and then ignore defense, then crit rate, crit damage, and then dodge. You're going to max those out in that order. And then secondly, you're going to check what type of attack he does, that being physical attack. And then you're going to into character gear, and that's where you're going to equip his physical attack and then any unmaxed stat. So in my case, I have given him skill cooldown reduction, though I should probably change this. But as you can see, I gave him HP as well, though that's not what I'm supposed to. You're going to need to try to max out any unmaxed stat. So in my case, as you can see, crit rate and crit damage are not maxed out. So what I would do is I would replace my cooldown duration with one crit rate damage, and then another one with crit rate. And then in hopes, this should max it out, or at least get it closer to being maxed out. So yeah. After that, you're going to amplify, of course. You're going to try to amplify at least 3 of them. 5 is of course the best, but if you at least aim for 3, then you're going to do well there. And then if you still placed everything in there and you have some unmaxed stats, you're going to go to your 4th option, and then you're going to change option into the other unmaxed stat. Next up is his skill. Of course, if you're going to tier 4 him, you're going to max all of these out. Otherwise, for Knull, you're going to try to prioritize his second skill and then 3, 4, 5. His second skill is being chosen because his main use case is of course going to be PvP, and the skills that are used most there is his second and his 5th. I said 2, 3, 4, and 5 in hopes that you're going to try to use them for PvE and PvP, sorry. If you're just going to use them for PvP, then you'd probably just max out the 2nd and the 5th if you do not plan on tier 4ing him or sticking him to just level 80 tier 3. But if you tier 4 him, you're of course going to need to max all of these out. As for his striker is of course going to be Destruction. I have provided them with Thanos. So yeah. Next up is the type enhancement. As we have said, you're going to try to aim for a level 4 or higher. Level 4 is the sweet spot, so if you get it, then that is the good part. Of course, you're going to try to go higher if you have enough gold and everything, but level 4 is the sweet spot for most players. Next up is the ISO set. ISO set is of course going to be the same for everyone. It is going to be those first 3. You're going to re-roll it, and then whichever one you get, you're going to give the preferred ISO set. Now, of course, for the ISO set, for this one, the gray one, it is of course going to be physical attack or all basic attack. This one has to be all basic attack because this one has energy attack, which isn't what you need. This one, you're going to prioritize all basic defense. This one, all basic defense as well. This one is just crit rate, so you don't have to worry about it. And now these 3, you're going to give him either an all basic attack increase or any crit rate or anything else. As long as you get all basic attack, then you're fine. As you can see, I provided energy attack, but that is a wrong skill that I gave him. As you can see, I have an all basic attack, and that is what we're going to give him. And now, as you can see, we gave him an all basic attack. So yeah. Next up is for his artifact. His artifact is not required because he already has native immortality, but it is again a nice thing to have because it gives basic damage increase dealt to heroes and villains by 14%. That's because I'm on a 4-star, but 6-star of course is going to be different. If you get a selector, you are not going to use it on him because it is not required. Now next up, it is for his custom gear. This is very, very important. For the custom gear, he has 3 CTPs that you can use. First one, it is to just make him for PvP. it is Mighty Conquest. Now, Mighty Conquest is going to be most of your options. Like everyone who's watching this, most of you is going to be using a Mighty Conquest if you're just going to use them for PvP. Mighty Conquest, because if you do not have the stats on HP in your cards, so if you go to cards, and then view card effects, as you can see, my HP is 35%. That is nowhere near good for PvP. You're going to need to at least get like a 50, 60, 70% for you to start considering maybe calling yourself good in PvP. So a Mighty Conquest is going to be his best for PvP because he will die quite quickly if anything else is used. His next CTP, it is of course going to be the Greed. As you saw, I provided him a Greed, but I'm not supposed to give him a Greed. A Greed just, it gives him damage increase, yes, but his HP is terrible because my cards are quite bad for HP PvP, so Greed is not ideal in my case. However, if in your case you have a 50% HP, 60% HP, 70% or higher, then a Greed is going to work flawlessly. Of course, a Mighty Greed would be better. But if you're planning to use them for a hybrid build, so PvE and PvP, then you're going to, of course, provide him with a CTP of Rage. CTP of Rage is, of course, going to be his selected one, Mighty Preferred. So yeah, those are the three CTPs. Mighty Conquest, if you make sure it's a Mighty. Brilliant, of course, is preferred, but Mighty will still work, making sure that it's maxed out. So it's a Mighty CTP of Conquest, and then Rage if you plan on making them hybrid, and only use Greed if you have the HP stats. Now, for Mighty Conquest, make sure that you get Clash and not increase all basic attack and defense. You're going to need Clash. So yeah, that is for his custom gear. And now lastly is of course going to be his uniform, Ancient History. Keep in mind he is expensive. This is 3,200, I think 3,200 or 3,750. So getting it on discount is mostly recommended. His uniform rank up is going to be using black antimatter, so it will get expensive, but not as expensive as premium biometrics. So yeah, that is for him. Now for the skill, his rotation is as followed. It's a simple rotation, so you don't have to worry about it. So his rotation is 2, delay cancel into 3, cancel 4 into 5. It's a simple rotation. You cancel 2 basically after he's done the entire rotation, so you're just going to do 2, as you can see. When the rotation is done, then you move to 3, 4, 5. So 3, 4, 5. And then since 5 is a V-pad, you can move around whenever you want. So yeah, we can do 3, and then you wait, and then 4 and 3, 4, 5. And then move around, and then there you go. Now, the other rotation is of course going to be 3, 4, 5, and then while you wait for your skill cooldowns to end, you're going to go dash with 2, and by the time 2 is done, 3, 4, 5 would be ready. When you have your tier 3, tier 4 ready, you're going to use tier 4 whenever, and then for tier 3, you're going to wait until he slashes his sword, and then 3, 4, 5. And then that's how you play him for PvE. As for PvP, his rotation is quite simple. You just do 2, and then wait until it ends, and then you're going to do 5, and then you're most likely going to get cancelled out of it because PvP is sort of unfair timeline battle. So if you get cancelled out, you're going to have your 2 ready, and you're going to try to mash it until your Knull dashes. So yeah, that's the rotation for both PvE and PvP. So yeah, that was all for now. Of course, his price is as shown here. That's his cost. Because he's at tier 3, you do not need advancement, so you don't have to worry about it. He's going to be very expensive. You're going to need to clear him 10 times, if I'm not mistaken, in World Boss Legends. And this is how much he costs. That's to get him out of tier 3, level 70 tier 3. And then if you want to get him to tier 4, this is how much he's going to cost. He's a very expensive character, native tier 3. And if you're a new player, I do not recommend you building him at all right now. Build other preferable characters. However, if you're a returning player or a veteran player who have 5 World Boss Legends cleared and has enough materials to burn, then yes, Knull, I do recommend you building specifically for PvP. PvE he does well, but PvP he is a monster in there. So yeah, that was all for today's video. If you guys have enjoyed, please like and subscribe and let me know down below who else you want me to cover. I'll see you all in the very next video. Goodbye.